Hey everybody, today I'm giving you a full walkthrough of my 2026 Notion Life Planner. This is the system that I use to organize every part of my life that feels calm, inspiring, and actually doable. If you're new to Notion, it's basically an all-in-one digital workspace where you can plan your days, track your goals, and create routines that support your life, all in one beautiful, customizable space. Over the years, I've realized that if your planner is easy to use, accessible, aesthetic, and inspiring, you're so much more likely to come back to it every single day. Planning isn't about perfection, it's about creating simple systems that support the life that you want to live. That's what this entire planner is built around: a clear space for your goals, your routines, your day to day life, your home life, your work life, and your reflections. So that way you can live more intentionally, feel fulfilled, and not just busy. And don't worry, you do not need to be a Notion expert to use Notion in general or to use this template. I'm definitely no Notion wizard myself. I've just realized over the years that if you're able to set it up in a way that's extremely personal but also peaceful, it can be a really, really powerful tool. So let's dive into the main dashboard. All right. Welcome to the main dashboard. I am so obsessed with this year's main dashboard. It is so inspiring. I custom made Notion covers that I have a free template for in my Stand store, and also as well as all of the icons for all the pages are customizable and they are made by me. But if you want to change them, you can just click on them. You can pull up an icon, an emoji, or upload your own icon. All right, so now I'm going to walk you through the entire main dashboard, but then we're going to go through all of these sub pages within the categories of the dashboard. So you have categories for goals, health and wellness, work and projects, home life, and memory and reflection. So going down here on the left side, you have some widgets, you have the time and the weather. You can just go to Indify and customize the location and the time for your location if you want. And then here we have your monthly calendar. If you add in a event here, it will also show up on your weekly task manager as a main event. So you can see that tomorrow is Veterans Day. So tomorrow on my weekly task manager, it does come up here as a main event. But if you add an event on your weekly task manager, it won't show up on your monthly. So it's just a nice way to keep your main events basically in one place. On the right hand side, you have your just a monthly to-do list. And then once you're done with the task, if you click it, it does go into the completed section. Down here you have your monthly vision board, which you can customize. I have a free Canva template for each month vision board and for your 2026 vision board, so you can get that in my Stand store. I'll link it below. But you can upload this every single month, which I love having right next to my monthly calendar. And then down here, I just have an additional kind of brain dump. Sometimes I just have like random things that I want to remember to do. It's not really part of like my main monthly like goals, monthly to do, but it might just be some random stuff that I want to add to my weekly task manager. I'm just not sure what day I want to put it in. So I'll just kind of have a space here to just dump different things. It could just also be a space where you just have random little notes or thoughts that you can put in here as well. So down here we have the weekly task manager. I'm really excited about this. So each week it'll just populate the new week so you can see the dates, the days of the weeks, just like really simply. And then to add a new event, I just click the plus sign, put in the event. I can add a little emoji and then it'll show up here. Then when I'm done with that task for the day, it says done. And then I just click the check and it just goes into the completed section of the weekly task manager. So that way you can always see your tasks. They don't just completely disappear. You have the tasks that you need to get done, and then these are the tasks that you completed, and you can always drag things. So if I wanted to film for YouTube tomorrow, I can just drag this to Tuesday and it'll come on to Tuesday. So it's just really simple and just really lovely. I'm so excited for this. So then going down here, we have the weekly habit tracker, which is linked to your monthly habit tracker page, which we'll go through later. But this is just a nice weekly view where you can go through and just check off all your habits for the day. You can see your progress, all that good stuff. So if you get the template and you want to customize your habits, you're just going to click here and then you can see you have the habits here on the top. And then if you click the three little dots, you have the other two habits. You can just go right in here, rename, and then just rename your habit, and then you can add in a little emoji if you want. So every month or every week, if you want to update your habits, you can. And then we also have this week's workout plan. So you could see I have a workout plan for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You can see what type of workout it is, how long, and what I want to focus on, which is really great. It takes like the guesswork out of the week. Like I already have a plan. And this workout plan is linked to the fitness hub page, which we'll go through later on. But if you wanted to add a new workout, you just hit plus, and then you can fill in all these areas, what workout it is, the duration. You can also customize every single part of this, but you have so many more things to fill out: your mood, your energy, calories burned, all that good stuff that you want to track if you want. And then there's also a template that comes with each workout, so you can fill out like a little bit more information: sets, reps, notes, all that good stuff. All right, so that is basically the main dashboard. So now let's start to go through all the pages I have in my goals section. So you have your vision board page. We have your vision statement. I have my Pinterest board, so you can just copy a Pinterest board for your vision and then just embed the link right in here, and you have your Pinterest board right there. Like I said, I have this free 2026 vision board template in Canva. So if you want that, I'll link to that, and you can upload your own cute little 2026 vision board. And then also I give you a ton of space for different things to think about for the year, maybe a word of the year, affirmations, intentions, mantras, just great stuff to really set you up for success for the year. All right, next up we have the yearly goals page. So you have a section for each area of your life, and you can go through and just write your top 3 goals or intentions for each of these areas. And then down here you have your yearly goals database, where you can put in your goal, and then you can fill out all of these different things in the table. And it will also get linked to your quarterly goals page when you add a quarter focus. So we'll go there next. So for the quarterly goals page, you have a drop down for each quarter where you can go through your top goals, your intentions, checking in with like your life balance, any support or resources that you need to help you out throughout the quarter. And then whatever you put in the yearly goals and linked, it will then be linked to this quarterly goals database, and you can go ahead and add in more goals to just the specific quarter if you want. It doesn't have to be linked, but I'll probably go through and add more. Like once I get to Q1, I'll add more goals just to that Q1 space. And then at the end of each quarter, you have a drop down where you can kind of just reflect on the quarter as well. So next we have the monthly to-do, which is just a simple calendar view of your entire month, which you can link back to your quarterly goals. So if you set any one of your goals to a specific date of when you want to get it done, it will show up in your monthly to-do. So it's nice because it's like your yearly goals page, your quarterly goals, and your monthly to-do. It all links together. So that way you know you're constantly working towards like your North Star and these big goals that you have for yourself for the year. All right, so now we're going to move on to the bucket list page, which I'm really excited about this year. This is a new page for me. So what I like about the bucket list is that it's not goal oriented. It's just fun things that you can think of throughout the year. It's a great way to romanticize each season because I have the database broken down into, winter bucket list items, spring, summer, and fall. And it's just a great way to romanticize the season, like I said, and just make sure that you're carving out time for making memories and, again, living this more fulfilled life. So that's why I love it. And then for each bucket list item, you click new. And if you want a nice picture for the gallery view, just add a cover image. So right here, you can add a cover, and whatever the picture is here, it'll show up in the gallery. You can fill out all this different information, the season, and then there's also a bucket list template. So if you click that, it'll open up, and you can just answer more questions about why you want to do this thing, who do you want to share it with? Just some extra information to, I guess, inspire you. All right, so now moving on to the next section, we have health and wellness. So you have your habit tracker, which is linked to the habit tracker that's on your main dashboard, but this is a monthly view of it. So you see all your habits for the month, and then that way it's so easy to come in and just click each day or do it in your weekly view, whatever you want to do. Now, a little tip, when you get to the new month, so when December comes, you'll see there are no habits. So what you want to do, I like just take a couple seconds to just click the plus button and then click out. Click the plus button, click out. And then it just automatically adds the template to the page. So that's the only thing, is just in the beginning of each month, and you don't have to do it for the entire month, but I like to do it to just set me up for the month. This is also a good time to check in and maybe check some of your habits. And then what's nice is once you have it all filled out for the month, then when you're on your main dashboard and you have your weekly view, it's already set up for you as well. So it just makes things easier as the month goes on. All right, so next we have the meal planner page, which you have your main recipe book, which is really easy to use. Just click a new item. You can add a cover image for the recipe that you're making, and then you have so much stuff that you can fill out for each recipe. And then below, if you assign any of these recipes a date. So if I'm coming in and I want to make my weekly meal plan, I'm going to go to my recipe book. I'm going to say, okay, on Monday, I'm going to make the creamy garlic Parmesan pasta. I come in here. I'm going to set it to a date for today, so November 10th. Click out, and it'll show up here on my weekly meal plan. So on Sundays, I can come in, look at my recipe book, and just assign any of the recipes to a day, and that way my meal plan is set up. Then on the bottom, you have just an additional grocery list checklist, a prep list, and any nutrition or health goals that you just want to keep top of mind when you're planning out your meals. Moving on to the cycle hormone tracker. This I'm very excited about as well. So here you have an example of a full month filled out if you were to fill it out every single day. And it's just a great way if you're someone that wants to kind of track your symptoms, what you're going through the month, so that way you can adjust maybe your meal plan, your fitness plan, and everything kind of just connects together. So you can click on a new day. You can add in the day of the month here. So this is November 28. I'm going to click on, then fill in the cycle day, what phase you're in, your mood, your energy level, just absolutely everything. It'll show up on the calendar, and then that way you can kind of see your symptoms over time. So this obviously is not a form of birth control by any means, so don't use this for that. It's mainly just like tracking your symptoms and how you're feeling throughout the month. So next we have the Fitness Hub page. This, you have a monthly view, so you can plan out your workouts for the entire month, and then it'll show up in your weekly workout plan on the main dashboard. You can also link to workouts or any other resources in this classes and links database. You have also categories, so if you want to organize it by stretch, strength, Pilates, you can add a new view by just clicking plus, add a gallery view, and then just type in the name of what it is. And then, if you have boxing classes that you want to do, you can add in boxing to it. Everything, like I said, is customizable. And then down here you have some workout playlists. So if you use Spotify, you want to put in your own playlist, just copy the link from Spotify. Come in here, you can replace any of the links by going to replace, or you just paste the link in and click embed link, and then the playlist will show up. Moving on, we have the mindfulness tracker, another page that I'm really excited about this year. It's just a database where you can come in and track how you're feeling and just check in with yourself. And I like the fact that it's a tracker rather than just like an open-ended journal. So you can come in, add the date, you can click on what mood you were feeling, your energy level, your intention for the day, what was your reflection from the morning, the evening, gratitude, your mindfulness practice that you went through that day. Just keeping track of your mind because it's so important. Any notes or observations, if you have photos, it's just the best. So I have also this quote sticker, which is part of my free Notion download. In my Stand store, I have free icons that you can use on the pages, free Notion covers, and free quote stickers. So then you have a little checklist for your list of go-to mindfulness practices. So whatever that is for you, reading, stretching, journaling, you can customize this. And then also you can add in links to maybe some YouTube videos or some playlists. Moving on to work and projects. So the projects database is a great place to keep track of all your work projects, or maybe even your personal projects as well. And pretty straightforward: project name, category, status, the priority, start date, due date, and any notes. And it's all broken down into the different categories, so you could see what projects you have for your business, what projects you have for learning, personal, content, all that good stuff. Down here, you also have a breakdown of each project by the status. Next, we have the content planner. So on the top here, you have your weekly content calendar, and that is set through your content database right here. So I would start off by going into my content database and filling out for every single day of the month. You can fill out which platform, the category, your pillars. Obviously, you come in, edit property, and you can add your own properties, your own pillars, and you can go in and delete any of these. Your status, you can also link it back to your projects database page, and any notes. Once you set the date, it will show up in your weekly view and down here in your monthly view. And if you're someone that wants to see your content calendar on your main dashboard, then just copy the link. So you can hit copy link. You can go to your main dashboard, paste it in, and click linked database view. And now you have your content planner on your main dashboard. You can even drag it up here if you don't really care about seeing your workout log or your habits. Again, everything is so customizable. Just drag it in, delete it, edit, whatever you want to do. All right, so finance and income tracker. This is obviously just sample finances. These are not my finances, but I'm really excited about this one this year because it's just so simple. So you're going to add in your transaction, the date. Then if it's an expense, you're going to want to make sure you hit the minus sign and then the dollar amount. If it's an income, just hit in the dollar amount. That way on the bottom, you can just see the sum total of income minus expenses. So right here where it says sum, and then you can also add in some more information. Then you also have a monthly view, so you can see your income minus expenses for each month. You can see your total income and then your total expenses for every month. So I love that. Very simple, all-in-one database. So you can use this specifically for your business or just your life in general. All right, then we have an ideas hub page. So this is just a place to kind of brain dump future ideas. You're not really sure if you want to put it in the projects database, which are active projects that you're working on. It's just a separate little page for any ideas that you might have for your business or for your life. And then you also have a learning and growth page. So making sure that you are always growing and learning throughout the year, I like to track that. What am I learning right now? What are things I want to learn, and where am I learning that from? And I put it in the database here, some little focus and questions on the top. Moving on to home life. So first we have the hobby hub, one of my favorite pages for this year. So you can come in, add in the hobbies that you're working on, your top 3 hobbies for the season, what books you're reading, what you're watching, which is linked to the reading and media log page, which we'll get to next. You can add in a little playlist, maybe a video, tutorials, and then down here you have the main hobby library. So you have all your hobbies broken down into season, what you're currently working on, what's paused. So you just add it in, add in a cover image, and then you can come in and add all the things. So what category is it? What status? What priority? What season? All these different things. And then for each hobby as well, you have a template where you can fill out and just different information about the hobby. your progress, reflection, any type of notes that you have for each hobby here. I give you a little bullet point list of some additional ideas for hobbies for each season, and then also there's another linked database view for your different hobbies for each season. Next, we have the reading and media log page, which is again another database where you can add in books, movies. If you come here, you can type books, podcasts, movies, shows, articles, or other, and you can add in a cover image so it shows up in the gallery page. You can give it a rating, coming to rating here, and it'll show up on your gallery. You can put in what you're currently reading and just a nice little place, cozy place to track all of your books and your TV shows. So next we have a cleaning and chores schedule. You have your daily and weekly tasks, your seasonal deep clean kind of checklist, a cleaning playlist, and then down here is your main dashboard, your main database where you can put in the different tasks, the status, the room or category, and how frequently you want to do those chores. Then we have the gift ideas database. So you have a main calendar here for special occasions, so you can see that, like what's coming up this month or throughout the year, and then you can just come in and fill out the database. What's your budget? Who is it for? The gift idea, any special notes that you remember your friend said, etc. Then we have the budget and bills tracker. So this is a little different than the income and expense tracker. This one you can really see savings and goals. So I have a separate database for things that you're saving up for: vacation, a new iPad, your emergency fund. What is the target amount you want to save up to, and what current amount do you have saved for that thing, the progress, and any notes. So it's a great way to keep track of the different things you're saving for and making sure you're saving and budgeting for that each month. Then you have your monthly budget database where you can come in each month and you can put in what your reoccurring things are. So your rent, how much your groceries are, your subscriptions, and just kind of see how much you're spending and setting a budget for yourself. And then over here, you also have your bills tracker as well. Next, we have house projects and maintenance. So different than cleaning than chores, because this is more big projects that you want to get done. So maybe you want to redo your kitchen backsplash installation, and you have a different category, priority, the status of it, start date, due date, your budget, actual cost, and any notes. So you can't get more organized than that. And you can also link to a Pinterest board for inspiration here. And then you also have your home maintenance tracker. So you have projects and then maintenance. And then at the bottom here, you also have a shopping list. So if you want to go out shopping one day, or just even as you go through the month, you're like, oh yeah, I need to remember to buy whatever, you can just come in here and add that to your shopping list, which is a nice place to kind of brain dump all of that. Final section here is all of your reflections. So you don't have to use all of these every day. Maybe one day you'll do the daily journal, one day you'll do the weekly, one day you'll do the monthly. You can just kind of plan, but it's nice to have. So you have your daily journal. You can add a new item. Click on that, open up the template, and then you can it's very simple. So how did I feel today? Top 3 type priorities, or how do I want to feel today? And then your evening reflection, your mood, energy, just very simple. You can come in. Weekly reflection page, you have more of a database view where you can come in and reflect back on the week that you just had, your mood, highlights, challenges, wins, accomplishments, lessons learned, and gratitude. So if you didn't want to do it every single day, maybe it's like, I just want to reflect on the week I had. You can come in and do that. And then monthly reflection, which is the same idea. If you want to just reflect on the month overall rather than every individual day that month, you can just reflect on the month overall. Then you have your photo, journal, and scrapbook. So special little event, you want to add some photos, journal about it. You can add in the photos here, add in a cover image. It'll show up on the gallery. You also have your gratitude journal. And then finally, you have your year in review. So you can come in for the year and just go through all of your highlights, challenges, lessons learned, gratitude, memories, and reflection. All right, so that was a full walkthrough of my 2026 Notion Life Planner. I'm so excited to dive into this planner every single day, use it every single day for 2026 to just get closer to my goals and feel more organized and calm every single day. This obviously wasn't a full Notion tutorial, so if you're looking for ways on how to customize databases and change categories and different things like that, then definitely check out some other Notion tutorials just to learn the nitty gritty how to edit. But for the most part, everything is pretty simple of just plug and play. So whether you are looking for just inspiration for your own Notion use or you're looking for a new planner for the year, I'll link this planner in the description. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, and happy planning.